Tonight at the Millbridge Speedway, it's a Midsummer Classic. A test of man and machine, 50 laps here tonight, $400 on the line for the winner, and an extra start from behind bonus provided by Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair. The 4th year we will run the Busch Classic, and it is going to be a very exciting race. Well, 23 points out in the DNQ Pink Magic Argus Series is Ronnie Shirk. Ronnie, we're here for the Busch Classic night, but we also have another ARCA race here tonight. 23 points out of Ronnie Carroll's points lead. Can you bite into that thing tonight, or what do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to try to bite into it a little bit tonight. I'm going to try to go for the win. I need to be patient these next few races. I've been stepping on my dick a lot. I work my way up, then step on it, go all the way to the back, and then work my way back up, and then by the time I get back up there, the race is over. So I'm just looking to have a good points night, just finish, not do anything stupid tonight.
Definitely having a Daniel Hemrick last year's season in Xfinity Series. Running really well. What is it going to take to just get it all together? I mean, what do you feel like you're missing?
Well, John Kender, he won the championship last year. He's been working with me this year, just coaching me through everything, just telling me where I'm screwing up at. And then, like I said, I'm just trying to put it all together and finish the race, actually get my first win. This time last year, I got DQ'd for vent tube, so I'm trying to redeem myself tonight and hopefully take over that championship points.
Ronnie Shirk, we got 23 points out, but you got to remember, in the DNQ series, we start doing tech really hard now, so that could be another part of it too. So Ronnie Shirk looking to take home that points lead at the end of the night. Thanks. All right, let's welcome in Jay-Z from upstate New York. Jay-Z, let's take a look at the ARCA Pink Magic Prep Series points. And tonight's a pretty important one because you only got a 23-point lead from Ronnie Carroll to Ronnie Shirk and Nigel Standish.
It's tight up top. All three of those drivers have shown tremendous improvement. Graduated way past that Rick Ware racing crap. They're doing pretty good on their own. I expect great battling this evening.
And Thomas Markham and David Markham, the Markham brothers, not far out, along with Justin Anderson. And then you get out to the rest of the field, which are relatively out of this championship race, unless they start failing tech, which we are very much cracking down on that here tonight.
You know, the series is all about having fun and making the racers come back. We give them a lot of leeway here, but we're hearing rumors that people are pushing it, and this is the ARCA series, man. You shouldn't have to cheat to win. Just show up 3/4 sober and you'll be good, you know? So we'll see what happens later this evening.
Well, with tech getting a little bit more hard and the fair coming up, which is double points, anybody can still win this championship. Well, last year we had a really great Busch Classic race, and let's go down to the guy who won that race last year, Tyson Freeze. Well, driver that took home $300 last year and the Busch Classic win was Tyson Freeze. Tyson, we posted your name as one of the past winners on Facebook the other day with a thing of French fries on it. And James Stanley said, I don't think so. He's getting fried tonight. So what's it going to be?
I don't know, man. James likes to talk a bunch of shit before the race, and then after the race, usually I'm able to talk shit to him. But it's going to be tough tonight. There's some good karts here, good competition. This is probably one of the funnest races in the DNQ. It's 50 laps. It's a long race. You've got the Ronnie Carroll Challenge, so you can start in the back if you qualify up front. It's just a lot of fun, man, and I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, at the end of the night, I get to talk shit to that guy.
So we talked about the Ronnie Carroll Challenge that is up to $200. The race itself will pay $400. Ronnie Carroll put an extra $100 on it, but it's 50 laps. And when we talk about 50 laps, that is a long time in the seat in a go-kart. So what do you do physically and mentally to prepare yourself for tonight's race?
Just really, I just try not to think about it. It's hot. It's not too bad hot today, so it shouldn't be too bad. The Predator motor tends to get really hot sometimes, and it'll get on your arm if you don't have your arm set up right in the cart and keeping the heat off of it. Really, I try to run every lap really smooth, and if you start in the back, stay out of trouble and just have fun. And last year I ran every lap like it was the last one, and it worked out. But this year I'm just going to try to ride and have a good time.
These drivers in the DNQ series are full-blown athletes, especially when it comes to drinking beer. Tyson Freeze, he's an athlete. He's got enough to sack up tonight and make those 50 laps happen. Ronnie Carroll and Rob Bates down here getting their stuff ready for tonight's 50-lap feature. Ronnie Carroll's kart's going to run the Busch Classic and the ARCA Series feature race. But let's go down and talk to another Busch Series competitor who is looking to log some miles tonight.
Well, Mike Melton spends a lot of his time on the road logging miles as a tractor driver for a NASCAR team. But, Mike, you're here tonight. You're going to log some more miles on this racetrack. 50 laps here tonight for the Busch Series race. What are you doing out here to get mentally prepared and get your tires right?
Well, I get somebody else to do my tires. I found out that's a whole lot easier than me trying to figure out that I don't know what I'm doing with them. So, no, we're ready to come out here and mix it up, get our 50 laps in, and then hit the road for Pocono tomorrow. So that's what I do.
Well, the last couple of races, you've made your way up towards the front, and something stupid would happen. You get involved in a wreck, something dumb, you get hit from behind. I mean, you've won a Goodies Dash race, and you're getting closer in this series. How does it feel to start getting your program a little bit better and better each time you come out?
Oh, it feels great. I've had a lot of good help. Turbo's helped me a lot. David Mayo, those are some of the guys I've been able to talk to. Bobby Showalter's another one. All those guys that kind of give me a little insight, how to get better. And so I take every bit I can get, and try to apply it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I run out of talent. So, but other than that, I have a good time. I'm glad I get to be here. So.
Do you see yourself getting tired at any point here tonight?
Maybe. I about fell out the seat at the intercourse race a couple weeks ago, but that was a lot more turning than what we got to do here tonight. So I feel like I'll be pretty good. I'm rested up.
Mike's an athlete. He's an athlete. He's going to make it. He may sweat out 15 pounds tonight like everybody else does. He's an athlete. Don't worry about it. He's going to be fine.
Thanks, no problem. All right, Jay-Z, well, this is the 4th Busch Classic. And let's look back at some of the past champions in this race. Jake Owens won in 2016.
This is the beginning of a beautiful thing for Jake. This is where he started to really get his shit together, and the Hammer card steel really started to show up for him. He had a strong performance there, and it's only been going up from that first Busch Classic win in 2016.
2017, we saw Austin Yarborough and Jamie Knopf beat and bang on each other. Lap traffic was a big factor, but Yarborough came out with a $300 win.
Yarborough and Knopf constantly battling each other for huge paychecks. They're the two best in the Southeast.
And then last year, it was Tyson Freeze who took home the money and the Busch Light by taking home the Busch Classic win. Another $300 winner there. And this race has become a little prestigious. It's 50 straight laps, and lap traffic becomes a factor. You got to be physically right for it, and the tires have to be right. Everything has to work out great to last that long to finish well.
If you put a couple of bucks out there, Bob, and really good drivers start showing up to try to take home that paycheck, this field's going to get bigger every single year. This will be an event on everyone's calendar before long.
Well, Knopf is here tonight. It is anybody's race, though. He's going to start from the back. He started on the pole. He's taking the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Challenge tonight. That's up to $200, so we'll see if he can win it. Well, coming up next, the DNQ Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series feature is coming up.
Out here, a man isn't measured by where he started. Just where he finishes.
Kyle wins at Stafford. Big shout out to the rest of my family and all my DNQ buddies. They teach me a lot about roughing people up, so it helped today.
Building champions one race at a time.
All right, Jay-Z, let's take a look at the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series starting lineup. David Mayo on the pole tonight with Caleb Clenard on the outside row.
Second row for Ghostface Brewing Heavy will be Curtis Markham and Ryan Richmond, a regular in the series.
CJ Winslow, another regular, and Claude Ratliff making his series debut tonight. Good luck to him as CJ Winslow has that rear entry camera. And Ryan Richmond will carry the other 5-star tire specialties in-car camera as well. Well, this Ghostface Heavy Cup Brewing, Heavy Brewing, whatever it is, I always mess that shit up, is getting a little bit more competition as the green flag is out, but it's been all Clenard, which is interesting to see Mayo jump to the lead right.
Yeah, again, any given Saturday night or Wednesday night in this case here at the Millbridge Speedway, guys show up, they've got a notebook. Clenard's been strong all season, but David Mayo, new challenger, making Clenard work for it as we're on board here with 5-star tire specialties, Ryan Richmond.
Clenard running in second, and that's something that we don't normally see. Is it one of those things where somebody gets complacent that they're winning all the races, and then these other guys are trying so much harder that maybe their stuff's a little bit better now?
You know, you definitely get into some habits. Whether those are good or bad, Bob, we'll see here. You have your tires done a certain way. Maybe you stop experimenting with new stuff. But, you know, Clenard's right there on Mayo's back bumper as he tries to turn underneath, exiting 4, going into turn 1. Battle for the lead, Bob. New leader.
The red stash, the red mullet, the blue cart with pink numbers. Something we've seen all year long in clone competition. Caleb Clenard takes the lead as they storm down into 1. Mayo taking that wide arc, trying to get the roll through the center, just can't get off the corner. And I don't know what that is. Is that a tire thing, JZ?
Probably. It's kind of going back to what we were saying a moment ago. You know, Caleb's got a good routine going. He's got some good habits. He's got a really thick notebook. He knows what tires work. A guy like Mayo may show up and try something different and blow him out of the water, or maybe Caleb knows everything that works at this racetrack, and Mayo's mojo, his bravery is going to be rewarded here this evening as he's losing ground a couple kart lengths a lap here to Caleb Clenard.
Looks like CJ Winslow and Curtis Markham racing each other hard as well. And this Heavy Cup Series has been going fairly well so far this year. Get a decent amount of competitors in it. But clone competition is something that's really struggling here in DNQ. And next season, we're going to have to reevaluate it. They may go to part-time competition with the field showing up like they are.
And I don't know why, Bob. Ghostface Brewing's been more than generous enough to come on board here and sponsor this class, throwing up money for these guys to win. And heavies, the more common, driver and cart weight that you see through the Southeast. Us Americans, we're not to that skinny anymore. As we're coming up on the Murdo-made distillery 5 to go caution here. They make some great vodka, by the way. I've been getting yelled at for getting into it a little bit too much.
Yeah, they gave us a bottle at the racetrack. And let me tell you, that stuff is just as good, if not better, than Tito's or Grey Goose. I actually drank some as the green flag is back out, and we have 5 to go as Ryan Richmond makes the jump on Mayo's to go on board CJ Winslow. But those guys gave me some vodka. I said, you know what, I'll pour my normal amount in a cup and drink it, and before I knew it, I could not stand up. So I know it's really good.
It's so good that it's not DWI checkpoint friendly here as we're watching Clenard run away with it as we got a battle for 3rd place here. 2nd place, Mayo puts the bumper to him, gets by. Let's see if he can run away as we got a battle here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
I'll tell you what, it always comes down to Richmond and Mayo racing each other at the intercourse race. Those two beat the shit out of each other towards the end of that race, and it seemed like it was going to be really good. Richmond came out on top of that one, but looks like Mayo's going to get the better of him here tonight.
Yeah, Mayo, again, he's a close second, even though it's just the first loser. That's something to write home about because Clenard's just been dominating the series so far as we're here in the last lap of the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Series.
Coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be 3 in a row for Caleb Clenard as he wins the Ghostface Heavy Cup Series race. What a great camera angle from the Kyle McGowan camera. As he is going to go ahead and, yep, there it is. They're number 1.
Caleb Clenard down here in Ghostface Brewing Victory Lane. Caleb, you have been smoking these guys in the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series. What do you do with all the Busch beer?
You got to ask my dad about that one. I don't know. I never really get a chance to even look at it. But Ultramax Racing Chassis, Michigan Motorsports, Fast Forward Clutches, continuously doing a great job with what they do. And I don't know why Stanley didn't show up. I guess he got scared once again, man. I mean, come on now.
So I mean, this series has actually been pretty fun to watch, especially you and Kyle McGowan, your trophy guy here.
Good job. You didn't fuck up the restart, so that's a good job. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to mess up a restart with that clutch right there by Fast Forward Clutches.
So what are we doing here? I mean, you're going on a tear here. I think you may be able to clinch this championship by the time we get to the fair.
I mean, that's the plan, but I just wish James would actually show up. I mean, me and James good buddies. It's fun to race with him, and it just sucks that he ain't running. I mean.
So what did you learn for the Predator race that you're racing him in tonight?
That those right there was definitely too soft, and that's what I planned on them to be, but saving them better ones for that Predator.
Clenard going for the $400 here tonight in the DNQ Busch Classic. David Mayo finishes second, the Ghostface Heavy Brewing Cup Series here tonight. David, looked like towards that restart, you may have something for Caleb. It looked like he just rolls center a little bit better than you could tonight.
Yeah, tonight was by far our best night ever rolling the center. We kind of switched manufacturers and got our roll speed back, and we're at 100% positive we're in the right direction now.
So we talk about this race here tonight. You and Ryan Richmond always seem to find each other in these races here. he got by on the restart, but you're able to get by him. Is it fun racing Ryan like this every week?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's what DNQ series is all about. I mean, we race each other with respect. We both know that we have a job to do the next day. We're not trying to hurt each other. There's no need to. We're just out here to have fun and enjoy racing.
You got anybody to thank here tonight for this race?
Oh, yeah. Caleb Marstenberger, wherever he's at. I thank him for doing tires, along with John Kinder, Jamie Knopf, and Kyle Brown Parts. And Ghostface, go check us out. That's where we're at.
My in-laws,
Get drunk on us.
my in-laws go there religiously, so
Can I
you got.
marry them?
I don't know if they're into that, but maybe you could give a shot. David Mayo, second here tonight. Ryan Richmond, third place here tonight. Ryan, I thought you may be able to snooker him there towards the end to get a second place finish here, but you end up third.
Nah, I knew I didn't have anything for him, but with the guys behind me, I knew they were picking the top, and I always pick the top. So, but it's good racing with him. It was good.
Yeah, dude, I do it all the time, but I get to stop, edit it, and then not look like an. You know what I mean? I do it enough on my own without messing around. But so it seems like this has been pretty status quo. What do you have to do to beat Caleb Clenard here in the next couple of races?
Get red hair. Like, I really don't, other than that, I don't know. I mean, I've tried a bunch of different things, new go-karts, new motors, different tires. It was the first night we actually got this go-kart to handle. Like, best it's handled since we've unloaded it. So it's good moving forward to see that we were making progress. So he helped me. Picked his ear a little bit earlier. So, but to beat him, I don't know. I'm just running third, second, and hopefully it'll come later on. So.
Ryan Richmond, very good at the Iredell County Fair. So watch out for him when this series goes to the fair.
All right, cool.
All right, well, that was a great race. Good to talk to our top three from the Heavy Cup Series race. The fans going down to the pits to celebrate. Next, it'll be the DNQ ARCA Series feature.
Out here, a man isn't measured by where he started. Just where he finishes.
Jeremy Clements from Spartanburg, South Carolina, has found his way into the playoffs by winning at Road America.
Building champions one race at a time.
Well, as the Slide Job Media guys are in the infield with Karasi, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Kyle Brown on the pole with Adam Welsh on the outside pole.
Second row of the Pig Magic ARCA Series is Ronnie Carroll and Mike Contarino.
Ronnie Carroll, that points leader, he is getting chased by Nigel Standish and Rob Showalter in the next row.
Ronnie Shirk and John Jarrell in that fresh paint job.
Dylan Teasley and Justin Anderson in the next row.
Next row, Taylor Asbury in the 15 of Tom Markham, part of the Markham clan.
Jonathan Mabe and Chris Cook. Chris Cook making his series debut.
Great mustache on that guy right there, I must say so, Bob. We got Ryan Balance and Jaron Tucker in the 10.
Failing to qualify from the B main, David Crops, David Markham, and Cowboy Carmine. And David Markham, he needs the points. Here's our info for the series: 390 stock Predator. There's a gear rule. Amateur talent is one of the big things there, and you can run burst and maxis. Ronnie Shirk has an in-cart camera as well. Amateur talent, one of those things we're really touching on here in this series. Try to highlight that as much as possible.
Yeah, this is where your legend starts. Was on board with Adam Welch and a 5-star Tire Specialties onboard camera. This is where you start. This is where people say, hey, you know what? This guy isn't a non-driving fuck. Maybe this guy's got some talent in his left pinky, and here's where you prove it. So it always means there's lots of rubbing, lots of racing, and it's great for the fans here at Millbridge.
David Markham, he needed to make this feature to gain points. Did not happen, and that if you're going to win a championship, you got to make the feature. As the drivers are in Kyle's box, and Kyle Brown has a large lead on that start, and I would say Kyle's not going to allow that. You have to fire off in the box, caution, back out. But yeah, you got to make features if you're going to come out here and race. We start 16 carts, and we had enough tonight to where we had to send some home. I mean, if we get 18, we start 18. But if we get 19, then we go to a B main, and that's what happened for those three guys tonight. It's a shame that they don't start the race, but you got to show up prepared, and when you don't make the feature.
We're restarting here in Kyle's box, and Bob, as the front row leads him to the green, this is what we're talking about when names are made here, David Markham has been a perennial front runner. He may not have won a lot of races, but he's always in contention. He's not even making the show in the damn ARCA series anymore because the competition's getting so good.
Yeah, and that's one thing. If you're off just a half a second, you're junk. as we're watching Kyle Brown lead Robert Showalter. Robert Showalter has won 3 Busch Series races this year, and it looks like he is in no way going to stop. And his Predator stuff is on point. We talked about the Showalter guys, it's Contarino, Welsh, and Showalter. And these guys are so fast every week as he gets on the Busch to pass on the inside of Kyle Brown.
Busch. You know, we were talking before the telecast started, Bob, about Showalter and how he does it the right way. He's not cheating. He gets torn down all the time. His engines always pass. He's the type of example that we want to see here as we're on board Mike Contarino and the 5-star Tire Specialties on board. And I will say, Jeremy's done a great job with the track tonight here again, Bob. It's glass smooth, lots of grip out there. The drivers are giving great feedback.
Contarino currently running in the 5th position, but Kyle Brown's not letting Showalter get away by any means as he is right up on the back bumper. But you go to the mid-pack of that field right there, those 7th through 8th guys are racing the shit out of each other, and I love it. You know, you get to see the guys who have their stuff together a little bit better than everyone else, and then you've got this mid-pack right here, which is just excellent racing.
Oh, yeah, everyone's still figuring it out. It's kind of like whoever wants it more is going to get it. You know, Standish is the best of the rest right now, trying to pull away. With their left rear in each other, they're turning underneath one another. You know, Ronnie Shirk's been a guy that's been really getting his stuff together. He turns around the guy on the outside. They're 3 wide down the backstretch, Bob.
Yes, they are, and that is Ronnie Shirk, who is one of our best camera guys to have a camera on. And Ronnie Carroll gets into Adam Welsh as some debris flies off that cart. He rolls into the 3rd spot, and you know, Ronnie, one of those guys leading points right now in the ARC Series, going for a championship, and he's doing a great job at trying to keep that points lead right now.
Yeah, it goes back to showing up and making the feature. Speaking of which, how about that Chase Elliott, Bob? He's been doing really good this season. He's up there in the points as well, turning in those consistent finishes as of late as we get back to Showalter checking out in the front.
Yeah, you know, Jimmy Johnson is just laps away from winning another race. So that's what we're going to say that every other race as well, along with Alex Bowman, Hendrick, Alex Bowman, Chevy, Napa, Chevy, Mountain Dew. So there you go. We'll get that in for the day. As Jaron Tucker out there as well. He's part of the Murto Made people that gave us that bottle of vodka, and they do a great job at making that vodka there as we're watching Robert Showalter come out here and about to put him a lap down. He needs to work on his go-kart program, though, a little bit.
Good vodka, crappy chassis program right now, but that's just a Google search away, my friend. We can get you rolling in the right direction here, especially Tar Heel Racing Supply. They're the people to go talk to.
Absolutely, and you know what? They're going to get it together at some point. If they're that good at making vodka, they'll get good at racing. He hasn't really raced that much, so he told us that right before he went out and raced. He said, "I've run like 2 races." But so we're watching Nigel Standish and Ronnie Carroll race each other, and Adam Welsh part of that as well. Ronnie Shirk in that next battle. John Jarrell having a good run here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Jarrell, we pick on him a little bit because he's a little rough, you know. He's that cheap Amoco, Coors Light kind of guy, but he's really starting to stack some runs together. His go-karts always look on point. And, he'll start knocking out top 3s, top 2s, and then he'll win one here before long.
Yeah, and we're seeing Ryan Balance came back to the series here. Good to see him back as he is getting lapped right now. But it's good to have those guys that were part of this series when it started, and they come back, make a couple races every once in a while. But, it's great to see him back as well. And you love to see guys like that come back in and just be like Tim Nye coming back in and running again.
Yeah, absolutely. DNQ is great. Everyone loves it. It's like maybe that freshman year girlfriend you had that wasn't perfect as we're here under a yellow. Someone's hung up on the mud on the inside.
Jaron Tucker, part of that Murto made cart right there, going for a spin. Let's take a look at the replay here. Teasley up the racetrack, and Jaron got in the loose stuff as well, went for a spin.
You got to watch out for that PCP, Bob. It'll put you in the infield every time.
Here we go. Field choosing for their restarts, getting ready to go back green. But as we're talking about, the series has a lot of guys that have raced for years in it. And it's really glad to have guys that show up quite a bit. And, the DNQ series, they always try to make sure we have fun with double file restarts as we go back green and see if Standish can do anything up top. Absolutely not.
Standish got turned around. Bad break for him. Just a racing deal there, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to bring out the caution. Let's take a look at this one more time. See what happened to him on the Ronnie Shirk in-car camera. And the top is a bad place to restart as they went 3 wide right there on Shirk. But Welsh stuck his nose in there, got him up in the loose stuff, and see you later.
Yeah, they all bunched up there, and he was the wrong place at the right time as Showalter brings him back to Kyle's box. They're on the loud pedal. They're off again.
The teammates racing each other hard here into one. Can he pass him? Welsh got a good run. Just looks like he cannot complete the pass. Is Kyle Brown and John Jarrell in the top 4 there.
Yeah, when the track gets really good like this, Bob, the bottom's the place to be. It's hard to make steam on the outside as Jarrell forces his way in there. He's going for P3. He won't be denied.
Welsh trying to take his line away, but he is not clear, which we've seen a lot. Adam Welsh has all the talent in the world in go-kart racing. He just has to tie it together and stop the wires from touching, as we would say, and he can win a bunch of races.
Yeah, he's been up front. We've shouted his name out across these beautiful sound waves many times. Like I said, he just needs to not just sweet talk her at the bar, not just kiss her in the cab. He's got to seal the deal when they get back to the apartment. 2
carts hung up, and that is Jaron Tucker and Justin Anderson. And that is going to be our Murto Made Distillery 5 to go caution. Murto Made. Go check them out in Huntersville. They make some badass vodka. They also make whiskey too, but they say it sells out too quick. So I don't even know if you could get some of that. They're doing such a good job with that. As we go green, it is Showalter, Welsh, Kyle Brown, John Jarrell, and Ronnie Carroll, your top 5 as we got 5 laps to go. Whoa!
Oh, up in the side, over on his head.
There we go. That sucks for Welsh. We're going to get the red flag out here. Welsh is okay. He's mad, and he has every right to be right now. I guess him and Kyle Brown got into it. You know, he's upset, not going to do anything, just going to let him know that he shouldn't have done it. You know, it takes all the strength in the world not to hit somebody right there after that. Let's see what happened.
He wanted to check his helmet, but he got underneath there. Kyle Brown just ate him up. And, you know, Kyle Brown was just going for an open spot. It was there. What's the old Sedna cliche? If you no longer go for a spot that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. Oh, Bob, that looked rough. I think we need a chiropractor to sponsor this series to help these drivers out if they roll on their head.
Oh, my goodness. One more time here at full speed. I don't know if they hooked wheels or something and made them turn right. I'm not sure there. I'm not driving it. I don't know. But if I do know one thing, Adam Welsh will come back with a vengeance. One more time. Ronnie Shirk got to see a lot of that action right there. Wow.
Yeah, I think they just touched, Welch's right front got turned straight, and once he got hooked, Welch is in the wrong end of that there, unfortunately. As we're back to green, and Showalter leads him to the line. He's still P1. Carroll second. John Jarrell third spot.
Yeah, in the DNQ series, we have a 3 double file restart rule. We're going to give you 3 attempts to choose gun restart, and then if it's past that, then we go single files. Jarrell's making the move on Carroll here for second place.
I think that's good to see. You can see all the fans here at Millbridge jumping on their feet. They love Jarrell. He's a fan favorite. Let's see if we can run down Showalter in front. Is Carroll still under attack from the hornet's nest behind him?
Yeah, and you know what? It's great to see John Jarrell having a good run, and Taylor Asbury as well having a good run there too, as Showalter leads this field with only a few laps to go, and the field's starting to dwindle down here. We only have a few laps left, and right here is where you really concentrate on the racing, as Kyle Brown got sent to the back after that wreck.
Yeah, he was part of it, Bob. I don't think that's the wrong call there. What's disappointing, though, is Nigel Standish. He's better than this. He is better than a 7th or 8th place go-kart. He just can't get that clean air. His kart's very aero-dependent, and he's stuck back there in traffic.
Yeah, when you get back there after that spin, it's really tough on you, as the white flag is out. Showalter to a sizable lead, and coming off of turn number 4, Robert Showalter is going to take home the ARCA Series feature win. Great run by him. Jarrell with a great finish in second, and the rest of the field coming down the front stretch, but congratulations to Showalter.
Robert Showalter takes home the win in the ARCA Series feature. Robert, dominating fashion there, and quite a bit of a mess behind you, though, during that race.
Yeah, so for qualifying and practice, I was a little bit too free and really worked on the tires and got them right for this race, and it showed for sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on in the back there when you lead, so I mean, you come around and you see it, and yeah, I think Adam got the bad end of the stick, so we'll take it, and gotta get ready for the Busch Series and see what we can do on that.
So Standish was leading the points here. He did not have a good race, so you got a pretty good shot at winning this championship now, and it seems like you two are the two to race each other out towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, so I mean we qualified 7th in the next race, and I think he's like 15th or something like that. So yeah, we got a chance to gain some points for sure, and as long as I'm smart and don't get caught up in nothing bad in the Busch race, we'll be all right.
Robert Showalter going for the double tonight in the DNQ series. All right. Ronnie Carroll finished 3rd here tonight in the Pink Magic ARCA Series feature race. Ronnie, it seemed like nobody had anything for Robert Showalter here tonight, but a good finish for you nonetheless. Marred back in traffic most of that race.
Yeah, it was pretty good in the beginning. Tires started to go away. Cart don't take off like some of these other Predators, but maybe we can work on that. But overall, the track was good, smooth, good finish, fun time.
Ronnie Carroll finishes 3rd here tonight in the DNQ Pink Magic ARCA Series feature race. Well, this coming from the tech shed, Robert Showalter turned 55.25 on his RPM test. So John Jarrell is declared the winner. Let's go down to victory lane and talk to John Jarrell, who celebrates his first win at the Millbridge Speedway. Well, John Jarrell in tech has won the ARCA Series feature. John, a win here. We thought it was a 2nd place at first. We're going to tear down engines later, but we'll go ahead and give it to you anyway right now. How does it feel?
It feels great. Finally got a win on the big track. Even if it was in tech, I don't care. Finally got me a big cup trophy. I want to thank Derek Allred for the tire prep game, Megan and the girls for being here. Just in memory of Ronnie Cagle, a friend we lost. He's been around many tracks and got many friends in the racing world. So just let his family know we're thinking about him, and appreciate everything they've done for us.
John Jarrell, winner in this race. You know what? In points, he needed this really bad, so maybe you have a shot at it. Okay, I'm thinking wrong series. He's not even close, but he had a good race.
That's a sound of refreshment. No question about it.
I got a question. There's only one Busch left. Who gets it?
Why don't you arm wrestle for it?
Just take it.
All right, let's take a look at the Hartz HVAC Cup Series starting lineup. And no surprise, Caleb Kennard is on the pole with J.R. Norris on the outside.
Great mustaches out here tonight, Bob. I'm impressed. The second row, old school Curtis Markham, and one of the fast guys, Tyson Freeze.
Hartz HVAC Cup Series, AKRANK engines, 390, Maxxis pink and blue. You can run Burris as well. And this series is struggling with entries. I think next year this may become a Predator series with a mini Outlaw tire. So we're going to look forward to that next year as we go green. Caleb Kennard now the leader, and when you don't get, people ask me, they go, why do you guys, no, we're not going green, sorry. They said, why do you guys think about getting rid of this series? I'm like, well, this is it right here. You can't have 4 carts show up to a series on a Wednesday night. It's not happening.
And Bob, all the people that run DNQ, Jeremy at Millbridge, they're trying to pay people. There's money up for grabs here to win, and people still aren't showing up. So if you don't want to have fun, if you don't want to go fast, then I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Stay home and play fart night or whatever the hell that thing is called. Leave the rest of the boys out here at the racetrack.
Kennard leads J.R. Norris out, and we take the green. Norris got a good jump there. Can he hold on to it? Doesn't look like it. Kennard is going to take the lead. He is free and clear now, and we'll see if he can set sail or not. As these guys come down the front stretch. Yeah, 4 carts, not enough. I think next year we talked about making the Cup Series a mini Outlaw tire at a 50 durometer tire, and it's got a punch 45 or you're thrown out. So we'll see how that works. I think we're going to test it. That would be a Predator engine, but we'll see. We got a test coming up, and everybody's more than welcome to come test that. We've got plenty of tires to come test it out, but I think that's what you're going to see. We just have to change it up. It's going to be all Predator because it's the most affordable engine.
Yeah, I've spoken with Eddie a couple of times, Bob, and he wants to run a series that's good for the racers. He's trying to make a fun place to race. And if people don't want to show up, let him know why. Give him the feedback. He'll make some changes to get you to come to the racetrack. Again, he's a huge backer of go-kart racing in general. He wants this thing to work. So if you don't think running the most common rules package all across the East Coast is the right thing to do, then let him know what else you want to run. He's all ears.
Yeah, talking to some of the guys, they said that their engines cost too much money. So, I mean, that is probably the problem. And when you come out here and you have Predators that you're sending home, it makes sense to do something like that. I mean, look at the Goodies Dash Series, and that's got 8 competitors on a part-time basis. So maybe the clones need to go to part-time, as we're looking at Tyson Freeze, who is running David Mayo's kart. He's going to make the pass on J.R. Norris. Tyson Freeze said, you know what, I'm not going to give this Cup championship to Caleb Clenard. I need to either start in park or run a kart, and David Mayo is more than open to letting him drive his stuff. So that's a good story.
Right, teamwork makes the dream work, Bob. That's what Chase Elliott does. Chase Elliott leans on his teammates. Chase Elliott leans on all that experience in the Hendrick organization to try to build his notebook and find that speed. So if the same thing can work in DNQ, why not do it?
Absolutely. And there it is. Caution is out. That'll be our Murto made 5 to go caution. Go ahead and check them out in Huntersville, North Carolina. The vodka is stout. We are drinking it right now up in the booth. There's your caution. That sponsorship's up for sale. That's just showing everybody what that would be. As we're getting ready to go green, 5 laps to go. I don't think anybody's got anything for Clenard, but maybe Norris was saving his stuff. I don't know. We'll see here in a minute.
You know, sometimes the heat cycle on the tires does some magic, and you know, he can run them down, but Clenard's got this place figured out. He knows like the back of his hand. I think he's pretty much untouchable.
Clenard races all the time. You know what? He's become, I mean, a couple of years ago he ran with us. He was okay, and then I feel like he really dedicated his time this year to go-kart racing, and it's showing tremendously because he is wearing these guys out.
Yeah, all the effort. He's just trying harder than everyone else, and that effort's showing. He's reaping what he sows. As I think there's 2 to go here, Bob, and Clenard's just running away with it. But here comes Freeze down the inside. He's fighting for P2 as they head through 3 and 4.
Points, points, points. That's what it's all about. And then we go to the fair here, and it's going to be double points as the white flag's in the air. And if Freeze can have a good run at the fair, he can close in, and he'll still have the points lead after tonight. But Caleb Clenard's going to take the win and get 1 step closer to that championship in the Cup Series.
Caleb Clenard victorious again here in Victory Lane. Man. Can't stop, won't stop, non-stop. Ain't gonna stop. A lot of wins here in this clone competition right now. How is anybody going to stop you?
Well, I guess someone's going to have to put on their big girl panties and get out of that Predator class if they're going to want to stop us. But, I mean, everything's just falling together. 5-tire specialties, Ultramax, Eddie Mishu, fast-forward clutches. All just falls together. We got that Ron Cagle sticker on there. We got 2 wins for him at the intercourse, and we got 2 wins here for him today.
Is there anything else you want to say? I've talked to you like for the last month, or the last 2 months here in Victory Lane.
Let's go get 400 in Busch Classic.
Caleb Clenard wants that money. He's going to put his big girl panties on to run that one.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing. Gotcha. This one? Or this one?
Busch. Definitely the one that went Busch. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Busch.
Right.
Busch.
Let's check out the starting lineup for the 4th annual DNQ Busch Classic. James Stanley on the pole with Tyson Freeze on the outside pole.
And we got Caleb Clenard, our previous winner, and Bob Bates in the 26.
Robert Showalter always strong with Daniel Armstrong on his outside.
Kyle Brown and Adam Welch, 2 foes starting next to each other.
Ronnie Shirk decided to run this race along with Adam Wilcox.
Good for Ronnie. He's badass. He's a real racer. Nigel Standish in the 9 with Mike Contarino alongside of him.
9 balance, Mike Melton. Chris Cook and Jamie Knopf going for that Carroll tractor and trailer repair bonus. Failing to transfer from the B-main, Ian Isringhausen. Steve Carmine and David Markham missed this race as well. Tough night for the Markhams, especially for David. Adam Welsh in-car camera, Ronnie Shirk in-car camera, and last but not least for the in-car cameras tonight, well, that might be it. That is it. Sorry, I'm an idiot. The Busch Series. 390 stock Predator, 1756 here at Millbridge. Maxxis Pink and Blue, you can run Burris tires as well. Here we go. The Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair bonus is up to $200. Green flag is in the air for $400 tonight to win. And this field is busting it. And if Jamie Knopf can make his way to the front and win, he's going to take home $600 here tonight. He is noted as the greatest of all time, so he should be able to do it here in this stacked field.
Yeah, everyone is running well tonight. You got Standish, you got Carroll, you got James Stanley, who didn't run his normal Ghostface Brewing Heavy Series race. They tried to save all of the stuff for the Busch Series race here because of the cachet and the prestige this race holds. This is what he wanted to focus on.
Let's go on board Adam Welsh, who has had a rough night. He was on his lid earlier, and he is down here racing with Mike Contarino. I got a feeling if he can get to Kyle Brown, he's going to let him have it.
And why shouldn't he, right? If I see some guy hitting on my wife, I'm going to punch him in the nose. I get it. I get angry too, Bob.
Jamie Knopf making his way through that field as well. You know, we talk about 50 laps here tonight. It's 50 laps straight. No halfway break like the All-Star race. None of that stuff. And what do you have to do physically and mentally to prepare for this race tonight?
A lot of it's core strength and having just the right BAC to make sure you can make it through and you don't sweat it all out. Especially towards the end of the night here, the track's got a lot of prep in it. You can see that Monster Energy Ultra Black line building up around the bottom. You're pulling a few more G's here, and it wears you out. It feels like your head's going to fall off. So, you know, if you're that type of driver that's in the McDonald's drive-thru more than you're at the gym, you might fade towards the end of this race.
Mike Melton went around off of turn number 3, and that is going to bring out the caution. Let's take a look at it again, and whoa, something must have broke for him to spin out like that. Tough break for Melton as we are going back green as the field heads down into 1 and 2. Knopf's inching his way towards the front, but taking his time as well as we got one out of the groove. Way up there is Ronnie Shirk.
Oh, tough break for Shirk. I know he really wanted to get his hands on that money. You know, he said he has a open tab at Candy's Cabaret they needed to pay off, and the winnings here would go a long way towards helping him out.
Adam Welsh just moved Kyle Brown out of the groove there. A little bit of payback as the rest of the field heading down the front stretch. It looks like it was Tyson Freeze and Stanley. They talk a lot of shit before the race starts. And look who's in third there. It's Caleb Clenard as well.
Yeah, keep your eye on Clenard. He knows what tires it takes to win here. I know he uses the 5-Star Tire Specialties. That's his brand. As we're on board with Adam Welch, you know, he's a guy that if Knopf, I don't think Knopf will be able to get by him, especially with the rules package. Oh!
Contarino rode that left rear there for a while on Robert Showalter. All the teammates just hit each other right there. Adam Welsh has got something going on with his right front. There's Kyle Brown. And things happen really fast here in the DNQ series.
Yeah, everyone is running so tight because they all run the same engine. Most of them are on maxes, even though, Bob, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I do believe Burris has a spiff. If you win on their tires, you get even more bonus money here.
Yeah, that's if Alex Cunningham's at the racetrack and he's there to pay it, as Clenard loses a couple spots. Adam Welsh stomping on his cart. There you go. He's ready to go. This is a quick adjustment. Small meltdown already. But he's going to go back out and run.
There's a lot of pride out there. Everyone wants to win this race, Bob. That trophy looks really good on your shelf, and it makes Mama proud when it's up there. So we'll see if maybe when he gets to 5 to go, he can catch back up and see what he's made of.
Knopf has made his way up to third, and he's racing another great driver in the Southeast, Daniel Armstrong, as well. And these guys, the top 5, are pretty damn close, and that means they're pretty damn good to all be hanging together with those guys.
Yeah, there's got to be well over $100,000 won in the last 5 years between Jamie and Daniel Armstrong. Those guys rake in some cash winning these races all over the Southeast. Let's keep an eye on both of them, but the fact that people are in front of them is an accomplishment nonetheless.
Yeah, Tyson Freeze is no slouch himself. He's definitely won a bunch of races over the time, and he's leading this field right now, and Adam Welsh out there making laps right now, but these three are tightly packed together, and lap traffic is going to be a factor here pretty soon. Those guys got a race to stay on the lead lap as well, so you're going to see them race the leaders just as hard as they need to keep that lead lap.
As they should. Everyone wants to get a shot here as we've got a change of lead here.
The Busch to pass used by Daniel Armstrong. He got on the Busch. He made the pass for the lead. New leader, 26X.
Daniel Armstrong, he is one badass go-kart driver. He's got Jamie breathing down his neck, and they're not running away from Tyson Freeze either. We'll see if maybe those tires will come around and he'll be better suited for the last 10 versus the first 10.
It's definitely the new aero package. You get air wake around you, and it just messes you up, and it's just hard to pass, you know. And that's what you see. It's that air wake, which they like to see on TV every 5 seconds. So.
Yeah, you see it here. You know, these guys are running these splitters, and underneath, some of them are running full-length floor pans, and you've got to be 3 or 4 tenths behind the guy in front of you in order to get some air on that left front corner and be able to make it through the turn. So, you know, now that Armstrong's got that clean air, we'll see if he can keep Knopf behind him.
Yep, and we've got the Michael J. Fox tower cam here tonight as Knopf trying to make the move on the inside of Daniel Armstrong. We'll go
shake
to
and bake here. Yeah, Knopf's trying, man. It might be Back to the Future, though. Who knows? Knopf, you know, he's no slouch, but Armstrong isn't the type of driver to mess up either. If he's got half the set of tires underneath it, and I think he does, he should be able to pull off a W here tonight as they're coming up with even more laps.
You know, the DNQ series is different than any other series because the lap traffic itself, usually on national race, people just pull off if they're that bad. But here, these guys race each other hard, no matter if they're a lap down or not. And here's the top 4 gooch to gooch as they head down the front stretch. Knopf on the Busch to pass. He is going to take the lead away.
Rees tries to follow him through, and that's Stanley right there in 4th spot, looking to make a move, but Armstrong eventually slots into 3rd as the best ever to do this. Knopf leads the pack here at Millbridge.
Yeah, and Caleb Kennard doing a great job as well in 5th. And, you know, you kind of, when you look at the DNQ regulars, I wouldn't even count the top 4 in that. And I would say Clenard is probably the best regular right now, running 5th, and he's doing a great job here tonight. Just as good as we were expecting. And when you get to these races right here like this, that's what really counts, is when you can run with these guys, even on the same front stretch.
Absolutely. The guys we see on screen now, Bob, these are the guys that win all of the Tri-State series, you know, the fancy races at GKK, at Thanksgiving Thunder. These are the guys that take home checks with 5 figures. So the fact that Clenard's even breathing down their neck is a huge testament to the amount of work he's put in and how far along his program's come.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing right here. Man, I'm getting a headache watching this. As Knopf leading this field and the top 4 all together. And that's what we're talking about DNQ. This rule set works, and that's what you see when you see this going on.
Absolutely. It keeps the pack close. Anyone that wants to put the time in can have a shot at winning and beating a great like Jimmy Knopf as one's around and causes the caution to come out. Adam Welch, tough break tonight. Not the evening he was hoping for, Bob.
Yeah, Welch hasn't won a race since I think it was AAR. Was the last race he won in DNQ competition. Let's see what happened here. I would have never thought that was on somebody's back bumper that put him in the fence right before that. He was out there for blood, and he is going to park it along with Ronnie Shirk, parked his cart as well. And this is what Ronnie had to say.
All right, I had to pull it out of the race. I'm fucking tired. I fell out of the seat. Woo!
McDouble has parked it tonight. And here we go. We're getting ready to go back green. Let's see if these double file restarts change it up at all for Knopf. As green flag's out, Robert Showalter took the top, which is a bold decision. If he can get down and get clear in front of Armstrong, which looks like he will, he's going to be in a good spot.
Hey, the top 5 still pays good money, Bob. And if no one else wants to take the top, and it'll help you gain 6 spots real quick, why not do it? It seems to be working out for him now as he's in the money right now, Bob.
Showalter made a good move there to get into the top, then getting down in front of Armstrong, and now he's going to make his way into the 3rd position. Got his RPM fixed for this race. Had it checked before we started just to make sure everything was right as he's getting moved by Armstrong. And the RPM deal, you set that screw right. There's a little screw in the engine that you can set it to stop at, and sometimes it unwinds, or you know, somebody messes with it, or you're just pushing it enough and it goes off. So that's what happens when people fail RPM.
You know, these drivers will do anything they can to try to win a race. It's been happening since the go-kart was invented, and it's our job, the DNQ series, to try to check them and you know, keep them in check, so to speak, so that the series, this rule package, continues to thrive and be the premier place to race in the Southeast.
You know, the thing is, DNQ series, Millbridge has an engine that you can show up and run that we don't have to tech, and the DNQ series will have an engine next race as well that you don't have to check. So If you want to do that, that's fine, but we got to make sure that people are running engines off the shelf. If you take them to a builder, that's not what this series is made for. So that's just kind of how it is. You're going to pull a stock engine, you're going to pull the parts off it and say, hey, this is what it comes with. So there is a very large room for error with the Jets. So, you know, we write down a number. We know what that number is. We go well above and beyond that number. And they, if they still fail, then we definitely know they did something. As the Murto Made Distillery 5 to go caution is out, and we are getting ready to see one hell of a finish here for $400.
Yeah, you know, Tyson Freeze is close enough that he's got to be excited. Armstrong chooses the outside, risking the angel dust to see if he can get a win and beat Jamie Knopf here as we're back to green. 5 to go, Bob.
Knopf gets a good jump on the inside groove. Looks like Armstrong's going to fall back to 4th as that inside line is still the fastest way around, and Standish goes around on the backstretch.
Oh, he's had a rough night. I know he's got more speed in the go-kart than that. As the yellow flag's out, we had Knopf, we had Freeze, we had Showalter, the regular up there, P3, being chased down by Stanley. As we got a replay here, Bob.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. Contarino gets into Clenard, and yep, there he goes. He hits the dirt mound over there, which is, I got to give the Millbridge Speedway props because you don't really hit the wall here. You hit a dirt mound in a go-kart, and that's a great safety feature, the safer barrier.
Every driver's spine and rib cage thanks Jeremy for making that little dirt mound.
Well, we go back green, and we have done our 3 double file restarts as we go back single file. Can anybody do anything with Knopf as Showalter gets into Stanley, moves him up the racetrack, chokes everything up. Only a few laps left. Tyson Freeze, Knopf, and looks like Kyle Brown will be in the top 3 as Freeze is close. If he can make something happen here, we'll see.
Yeah, Kyle Brown, surrounded by controversy all night long. People pissed at him. He's in the money here, Bob. Good run for him.
We're getting ready to see 2 to go. Here comes the white flag. Does Tyson Freeze have anything for Jamie Knopf? His carts are bouncing all over the place. Can Freeze do anything here?
Freeze, he's right in that dirty air. He can get a run down the backstretch.
No.
Yellow's out.
Caution's out for Rob Bates. We saw something happen there in the backstretch and made a hard right turn, and we're going to get the green and white here. And then the next flag will be the checkered flag. So we got a 1-lap dash, and here it comes. Kyle Brown to the inside of Tyson Freeze. Can he make the move on him for second?
Daniel Armstrong to the outside. Kyle Brown on the inside. Jamie Knopf wins. Who's it going to be for third? Kyle Brown ends up second, I believe.
Yes, and Tyson Freeze ends up third. Let's go down to victory
Jamie
lane and talk to our
Knopf
winner.
successfully takes home $600 here in the Busch Classic. Jamie, you have successfully taken home, we will mute this for the IRS, but $1,600 DNQ racing this year. You come down here tonight, and you started in the back, made your way through the field, and took home this race. How'd you do it?
Cart worked awesome, like thank Harold Wiggins at Bantam. All the engine boys back at Harbor Freight, the engine shop, they did a good job this week. But I had a little push, and when I got the lead, it didn't push as bad, so I was able to be all right. When I got up to about third, it was pushing so bad behind them, I didn't think I was going to be able to get the lead, but once I got the lead, it would turn good enough. I think my tires was a little bit too soft, but I said I'm taking one set of tires and just run them.
Do you think the clean air in the new rules package was a lot better?
Yeah, especially without the downforce. So lower horsepower.
So you come out here, I mean, you race all across the country. So what is it like when you come here and you get guys like Tyson Freeze, Stanley, Clenard, Kyle Brown, they're beating down your bumper and you're riding behind them. Do you ever get nervous or out there racing with these guys that race weekly?
Oh, yeah, I'm always nervous when somebody's right behind me. But my spotter, he was telling me I had just a little gap, so he wasn't doing like this or nothing. So I was like, I hope I got enough to make it to the next corner. So I was just trying not to slip up.
What is it like running these DNQ races? I mean, obviously you're out there chasing money, you do this, and it was a big pay tonight, but is it more of a fun factor when you come down here?
Yeah, it's fun. When I was a kid, I used to go to the beach because they had go-karts there. Then when I started racing, it wasn't fun for me going to the beach no more because I had a go-kart, you know, better than what the rental $30 for all day would do. So it's kind of more like fun when I was a kid. But, I mean, I still have fun every week racing. so it doesn't matter. It's the only place you can race on Wednesday. If you race Thursday, I'd be here Thursday too.
Jamie Knopf takes home $600 here in the Busch Classic. Brown's Karts and Parts does a lot of support in the DNQ Karting Series. Kyle, you've had the highest of highs today, the lowest of lows, but you come in, finish second here tonight. A good night for you in this race. It's even though it's second, it's still got to feel better finishing Jamie second.
I finished to Jamie Knopf second. I mean, ain't much more I can do with that. I came from the back a couple times. Tried to get taken out a couple times. Last lap, made it happen.
So talk about the contact in the last race, the ARCA feature. You and Adam Welsh got after it. You got into him. We had to put you to the back just for, racing deal. But what happened there?
He kept turning down on me all race. Coming through on 1 and 2. I had a run. He calmed down. We made contact. Racing deal, man.
Kyle Brown, we'll see if that's a rivalry between Adam Welsh, but do you have anybody to thank here tonight?
Brown's Karts and Parts, PRC, LA Motorsports, Jamie Knopf, my wife, Jeremy Morris, Chris Cook, man, I could keep going. Pink Magic. And if you don't know about it, we're selling t-shirts for Rolling Strong. We're doing a raffle for her. So help this little girl out. She's fighting the battle of her life with cancer for the second time. So get with me or Jeremy Morris, buy some tickets or some shirts.
Great cause right there, helping childhood cancer, and Kyle Brown doing a great job here tonight as well in the DNQ Busch Classic. Tyson Freeze finishes third here tonight in the Busch Classic. Tyson, you won this race last year. You were fast here tonight. You had Jamie Knopf here, who's one of the best in the country, but you guys ran nose to tail most of that race there. Was that pretty fun out there?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I don't know whether he meant to or not, but I've always looked up to Jamie, and he taught me a lot about driving along with him and Todd Miller, getting to race with them guys. And I knew that he was going to have to screw up for me to get him, and that's very slim chances with him. He don't miss, and he just rolled so much better than me on the start. I think I needed more air, but it was a great, fun race. I hate I left the door open for Kyle to get in there on that last lap, but that's racing, and I knew I had to give it all I had to get Jamie. I was going to try to ease her off in there, but he took off so much better. He had a better transmission than me tonight, and but man, I had a ball. Appreciate all you guys do. We love coming out here, man. I get more excited about stuff like this. I get the day off of work and get to come out here and hang out with my buddies and race, and you can't ask for more fun in the DNQ series, and hopefully get some more clones start showing up. If you guys are watching, we have a lot of fun. No holds bars. Just come out here, have a good time. You might get to drink a beer if you win the race, and like I say, we appreciate everything you guys do.
Was lap traffic a factor here at all during this feature?
Actually, no. I didn't think it was. Last year it was. I'm gonna say halfway through the race last year, we got into some heavy traffic. James was able to capitalize early when I run into some lap traffic last year, and then I was able to capitalize late, and I think that won me the race. But this year it wasn't a factor at all. And like I say, Jamie's stuff took off so well, and I knew it was gonna be tough on that 5 to go. Like, that man don't miss, and I was giving it all I had, and I let Kyle get in there. But I'm tickled. I had a great time.
Tyson Freeze, third place here tonight in the DNQ Busch Classic, 2018 winner. Well, Jay-Z, let's go over the results for tonight, and it is going to be very interesting when we get down to the race that we just watched. So in the Busch Classic Ghostface Heavy Cup Series final results, Clenard dominated it with Mayo and Richmond the top three, and the rest of the field there as well.
Thank you to Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair coming on for the Busch Classic here. Clenard, again, dominated the race.
Yeah, I want to thank Ronnie Carroll for all of his support in the DNQ series. And Brown's Karts and Parts put some extra money down to the ARCA feature race here tonight. They put an extra $100 down, and we know that John Jarrell is a Brown's Karts and Parts fan after that. And here are the final results for that. John Jarrell wins it in the tech shed. Ronnie Shirk, though, will finish second, and that is because we had some engine issues that affected the finish of the ARCA race as well when we went back and tore down from the Busch Classic. So let's get into business here. The original finish was John Jarrell because he won the race, Ronnie Carroll, and Kyle Brown. Well, Ronnie Carroll and Kyle Brown ran the Busch race. They got torn down as the procedure went. They failed tech. So if they failed tech in the Busch race, they also failed tech in the ARCA race, and that's how it works.
Ooh, they're in trouble, Bob. But stop fucking cheating. It's a goddamn off-the-shelf engine you can buy for 99 bucks from Harbor Freight. Come on, guys, get it together.
And I'm telling you, we posted numbers online, and these numbers online have a tolerance that are pretty significant. So if you fail, you failed by a lot. So we'll just leave it there. I'm not going to go into that any further than that, but we give some leeway in parts, and they were not there. So that is our finishing order for the ARCA race. Ronnie Shirk needed those points, but he got them. But don't get too comfortable, Ronnie. We will still tear down engines as the season goes on as well. Let's take a look at the Cup Series race. It was all Clenard again in this one. Tyson Freeze ran the race to keep his points going. He was very thankful to David Mayo for that. But here is your Cup Series feature.
Yeah, nice guy, David Mayo, making sure Tyson has a shot at winning this championship and not letting a redhead Clenard run away with it. Norris doesn't show up often. This may have even been his first race. Did okay, not too bad. And then Curtis Markham running up the field here in the Hearts Heating and Cooling DNQ Cup Series.
Norris, a very heavy veteran in racing. He won the AutoZone Elite Championship in late model years ago, and he ran a couple Truck Series races, so he knows what he's doing. Good to see him out here racing. Hopefully he can race with us a little bit more often. Great guy to have in the series as well. And here we go. So we're going to spend a lot of time on this one. Busch.
Bob, where's Jamie, Bob? I don't know his name on there.
So here's the Busch feature final results. Robert Showalter, who failed RPM in the ARCA race. Okay, so we'll just start from here. The actual results were Jamie Knopf won the race, Kyle Brown, Tyson Freeze, Daniel Armstrong. Robert Showalter finished 5th. Jamie Knopf failed the low idle jet. It was way big when we checked it. Kyle Brown failed the same thing. Tyson Freeze failed the same thing. And Daniel Armstrong and Ronnie Carlos Cart failed the cam lift. So when you get down to it, we do not talk to engine builders after the race. There is zero tolerance on engine builders in the Predator series. They should not be at an engine builder at all. I'm not talking to engine builders on the phone. I'm not talking to engine builders online. Stock is stock. We posted the numbers online after this race. When you failed tech, you failed it by a significant amount. So we don't just throw anybody out for 1 thou or 2 thou, but I'll just leave it at that. There is a significant amount of leeway in these numbers, and they did not meet those numbers. So we're tearing them down. We're making sure they're right, and there's going to be a lot of randoms that will be torn down as well before the season's over, especially if you're high up in points.
Yeah, you know, I don't mean to sound like every single person's dad, Bob, but I'm just a little disappointed in some of these guys. I know they're going to try to take a little bit more, take an inch, if you will, but some of this stuff is just egregious, if you will. And, props to Showalter for running top 5 against the best talent in the Southeast and still being legal. I think that just goes to show how good that man is at what he's doing, and he's just kicking ass.
Yeah, by the time we got out of here, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? It doesn't say anything about Knopf or Brown or all these guys. I'm not saying that they got to do what they got to do. That's what racing is. But as a series crew, we got to make 100% sure that these guys are coming off the shelf. So it's a $100 engine, not a $600 engine. That's what we're getting at here. We're trying to save the drivers from themselves and having to spend all this money before it ruins the series.
I hear you, and I think after tonight, Bob, the rest of the region hears you as well, and they know what type of show we're trying to put on here in the DNQ Busch Series.
That's right. You buy it off the shelf, you got to be confident that you're racing the same thing. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to help everybody out. And our next race is the Hearts HVAC Cup Series night, and man, I'll tell you what, that is highline racing. And that is something that we love to showcase here in the DNQ Series. One of our favorite track layouts for the series. It is great, and I cannot wait to watch that. And that is coming up on the 20th. So I cannot wait to watch these guys tackle the high side of this racetrack.
When you guys prep the high side, it is hands down every single time the best racing we have. They're all trying to fight for every little inch, trying to get that right rear up there on the cushion, and they're beating and banging. The fans lose their minds. I know even Tyler Young was out there in the stands a couple weeks ago, the last time we had the Highline prepped. He was drunk as hell. He loved it.
Yes, he did. And you know what? That sloppy bottom, they got a lot of slide jobs trying to get made there in the sloppy bottom as well. And then after that, it is the Iredell County Fairgrounds, and that is double points night. Sack up. It's going to get interesting.
I love the Fair Night, Bob. I don't know if I like the High Line or the Fair Night. Probably the Fair Night because I can get a corn dog and some popcorn and drunk as hell at the same time the race is going on. It's my favorite time of year.
Well, for Jay-Z, I am Bob Duato. Jay-Z, we want to thank you for joining us from upstate New York, and we will be back on August 20th for Hart's HVAC Night. I want to thank Hart's for their support, Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair, Brown's Carts and Parts, and all of our other partners here in the DNQ Karting Series. We'll see you guys next month.